I met him 15 years ago. I was told then there was nothing left, no reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, of right and wrong. I met this 6-year-old boy with a blank, pale, emotionless face, and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Also, apparently he's 61 years old at this point, but he's still indestructible and can't die. You know, for being 61, he should worry less about getting Laurie Strode and a lot more about his Medicare coverage. Anyways, this is now the 5th time they've tried to redo the Halloween continuity. After 10 films, they finally decided to do it right. Who knew that giving it to competent writers who are also fans of the series could be so profitable? It worked for Star Wars, so why not for this? I was definitely ready for another Halloween film, one that would ignore all the previous sequels. It's giving us a chance to see multiple realities for this series. Maybe some of you like that Michael Myers was Laurie's brother, and yeah, I like that too, it's fine enough. But it's cool that after all these years, we can hit the restart button and change the mythos without a backlash. This takes place 40 years after the original, with Laurie now constantly preparing for the return of the Shape. She has weapons, a high-tech bunker, and multiple traps. She's been getting ready for years while experiencing PTSD. It feels like new territory for a horror film, since I can't really remember a main protagonist who suffers PTSD the way this movie deals with it. That element works great and gives us a sense of what 40 years of fear can do to a victim. It's great to see Michael Myers at full strength again. There's more kills in this one than any of the previous entries that I can think of, and they all have a practical look, all with an interesting design. Even the original Halloween kept the kills simple, since it was so low budget, but here they go all out. Michael seems to kill only when he needs something to achieve his goal. He kills for his mask, he kills for a car, and he kills for his knife. He even goes as far as killing a little kid, which makes later scenes, like when he's in a baby's nursery, completely terrifying. You don't quite know what he'll do because while I can guess that he kills to get the necessities, we're not really ever sure. We don't really know what his motive is. Getting rid of the family connection makes Michael's hunt for Laurie scarier than ever. It just goes back to the pure evil instinct. The movie only got lame when they had to copy what the original did. There's of course a bus crash, and many of the friends of the main teenage girl get killed off, all of which have the sensibilities of modern horror. This stands out as having the same kind of tone of the late 70s slasher movies, different from how other horror flicks look today, but some of the jokes and dialogue are modern. However, I think I enjoy it for the most part, but we'll just have to see how it ages. Even though there's a lot of repeating of events, they do seamlessly put it into the story, even down to having a reasonable way for Michael to get the classic mask and overalls. I like that the murders are considered insignificant after 40 years, because that's true to real life. Like the teenager says in the film, why would people care about 5 murders this many years later? It's exactly the kind of stuff people say in the real world. So it makes sense that these podcasters could get access to the original mask and be able to talk to Michael himself. Having that angle for the story is great, even if the beginning few minutes are pretty out of tone with the rest of the picture. The first 5 minutes really made me think we were in for a bad movie. At first, I thought the new Dr. Loomis was a terrible addition and disrespectful to Donald Pleasence, but in hindsight, I think it kind of works. He's similar to Dr. Loomis, but he cares for Michael a great deal more and will do whatever he can do to protect him. He goes down a path that Dr. Loomis could have gone down and presents the classic Mad Doctor trope. My only real problem is that he puts the mask on, which I think was only done to piss the audience off, because for a second, we're all thinking, oh god, he's gonna be the new Michael Myers, isn't he? And he's gonna be here for the rest of the film. That was the scariest part of the movie, so thank God it didn't happen. The ending is satisfying and can only stay that way if they resist doing a sequel. I know that the end credits alludes to the idea that Michael isn't really dead, but I'm fine keeping it ambiguous, just like the original. Blumhouse has no reason to keep making sequels because the same audience for this movie will come out for the other classic slasher or horror reboots. Let's bring back Jason or Freddy or even Hellraiser and Leatherface. All these franchises could use a solid ending or continuation. So as a response to the success of Halloween, let's instead reboot all of these. They could serve as the cash grab sequels to this film. Just keep giving it to horror fans to write. So it was an entertaining slasher, a great companion to the original classic. Except I do have one major problem with the film. Why don't they kill off the douchey boyfriend? For all the people that get killed in the film, who either deserve it or not, I think the boyfriend should have been on that list of people to kill. He was a douche. Why do we keep him alive? Maybe there's a deleted scene and they took it out because it simply slowed the film down too much. Who knows? We'll have to find out when the Blu-ray is released. In the meantime, I give this film 3.5 out of 5 stars. Sorry, okay, 5 out of 5 stars. Shit. Thank you for watching the video. A special thanks to Chris, Lucas, and Ryan for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to be like them and get exclusive access to content and blogs, and even request reviews monthly, please click on the Patreon link, and thanks for your support.